Hi everybody, welcome to our life in the Philippines. Today I'm here with Umberto. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm doing good.
You're doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right. So
Hi,
today we're going to talk a little bit about dating, maybe from a little different perspective. We introduced Umberto about a year ago. I think you did roughly a year ago. We did a couple of walking videos together, and we didn't say at that point, we didn't say much about your life here in Philippines and why you're here and how you came here and all that. And we're not going to go into details, but one of the things that I thought was interesting is that Umberto did not come here for another lady.
I did not. I came here actually to work. There was a group out of the U.S. that introduced me to some people here, and I came over here, and unfortunately that didn't work out. But in the meantime, I met a little bit of the culture, the people. I've been divorced now for almost 20 years, and so I figured, well, I met some pretty nice people here, so I said, well, let's try it.
When you say nice people, do you mean nice ladies?
Very nice girls. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Very, very, very nice.
All right. So you actually did not show up here for the dating scene, but we were going to talk a little bit about dating a Filipina because I have a completely different experience than you have as far as that. I met my wife in early 2013 and came here a couple of times, and then we spent some time together, and then I got married, and the rest is history for the past 5 years. We're actually having our 6th anniversary in August of this year, so we've been married for almost 6 years now.
And August of this year, it will be my 3rd year here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
3 years is going to be in August. It's crazy. Time flies when you're having.
Yeah, and we started that. We started that quest for a Filipina wife. We had some intention to do certain things, and then things came in between. He got busy, I got busy. I started doing some other things and blogging, and I went back to the United States here last year for 3-4 months, and
someone I met from time shortly after I arrived in the Philippines came back into the scene, and basically we started dating right away, and so I spent nearly almost 6 months living with her. So that didn't give me that much time to go out and date.
Yeah, that's true. You were quick on the trigger there, right?
I was real quick on the trigger. She's a lovely person.
Yeah.
You've seen her in a few videos, the one we've gone
Oh yeah,
to.
yeah. You're talking about. She's actually a good friend also of my wife.
Dear Hazel.
Hazel.
Yes, she's a lovely person. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us because of incompatibility issues more than anything. But she's a lovely person, which made me want to stick around in the Philippines to find, because there's some qualities about Filipinas that I really, really, really like. They're very loving. They are very family oriented. They have so many very nice qualities, and it's just finding the right person. Hazel, there were some personal issues there that didn't work out for me, but I'm sure she's going to make somebody a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful partner, because she's a beautiful person.
Yeah, she was really hardworking as well. So
hardworking, all of the good things. The issues between her and I are of a very personal nature, but we're still friends, and I wish her the best. I think she's a lovely, lovely, lovely person. She's got a good heart.
Right. What do you find the hard part about having any form of relation dating? Is there anything you find specifically difficult?
Difficulty here in the Philippines is finding honesty. The Filipinas, when they're looking at a foreigner, not all Filipinas have the right intentions. I know I've met a lot of people around, and I know a few waitresses. They've got a boyfriend from Australia, another one from the U.S., another one from Europe. And
you mean the
waitress.
same girl?
The same girl has 3 boyfriends. The boyfriends think they have a relationship with the girl, and they send her money every month, and she works on top of that. So she's building herself a house. She's building back in the province. She's making a lot of money, and all these people, you know, she's a master of Facebook. So when she's, you know, she's got 3 accounts or something like that, and so, you know, you got to really be careful, because there's a lot, not one, a lot of these Filipinas that are taking advantage, and I noticed that right away. Fortunately, I mean, I'm friends with some of them, and they confided in me, because most of the time they're lonely. And so, sorry guys, I mean, I just, I'm out there and I'm meeting people, and I'm very friendly. I try to, you know, I befriend people very easily. I'm an easygoing person, very laid back, not threatening, and, you know, I ask a lot of questions, and I get into conversations with people. Yeah. And I find a lot of things about people. I'm a pretty good psychologist.
Well, let's since we're on that subject, let's talk about that subject, because I don't want to put them all in the same category.
And I would like to give you some examples of some of the experiences I've had.
Right.
Because there's examples, there's, you know, it's like there are some very nice girls here, and there are diamonds in the rough. So the idea, what I'm trying to say, is just beware of the difficult ones to find the diamonds. And there are diamonds, a lot of diamonds. So, and it's worth the look, because when you find a good one.
The country has 120 million people. 50 million of them is probably females, or closer to it.
And they're all young and beautiful. A lot of them are.
And yeah, the population here is, you know, very young average. I don't know what it is, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's 35, 40.
No, the average is below 30.
Think so?
Yes. The average is below 30. I was looking it up. It's like Mexico, very similar.
Right.
The average age in Mexico, it's below 30, and the Philippines is the same. And the youth here is beautiful, really.
Right. No, I agree with that too. You know, you meet a lot of extremely nice people, and like you said, there's a lot of you know, women that take advantage, but I would say they're still in minority. I believe they are in minority. At least I want to believe that they are. And from that perspective, you can, you know, our viewers, if you're dating Filipinas and you're a little unsecure, take precautions. Just don't do what a lot of guys are doing. They're some guys I've seen. I just did a story about scammers, and you know, I just read about another one. He was like 25 million pesos into one, and it didn't work out. And the funny part is, the guy had barely ever met her. You know, and how do you do that? You know, would you do that if you never met the girl, or maybe a couple of weeks here and a couple of weeks there? Would you send her 25 million pesos?
You don't know about this, but I dated people in Mexico. I dated a Russian girl. I dated a girl from Moldavia. I dated
that you actually did meet and see. And, all right.
I met them over the internet.
But you didn't send them millions of.
No, but yeah, you figure out they're scammers.
Rubles and
no.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
I have a dear friend of mine who met and fell in love with a quote unquote call girl. She was a gorgeous woman, and she was a beautiful girl. He met her on Facebook, and they became friends, and he fell in love with her. He didn't know that she was an escort, and for years and years and years he was sending her money. They met, and then he found out the truth after 3 years.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. We don't do that.
I know, that's why I learned from other people's mistakes.
Well, at least you're smart enough to learn from other people's mistakes, because
I've been scammed too. I mean, I met a lovely girl at a party here. She had a daughter. Anyway, if you see this girl, you would fall in love in 10 minutes too, because she was beautiful and very nice and very personable. But then you find out that she's very nice and personable with everybody, and then you realize that, hey, she's doing this for a living because that's the way she's raising her daughter. She doesn't have a job, and she travels all over the place. Then you figure, put 2 and 2 together. If you do a little bit of investigation, then you find out that, you know, hey.
Right. So that was the precautions, the bad ones. So now, what are the good, the positive sides of dating? What's the positive side of it?
In 2 and a fraction years that I have been here, I've actually seriously dated about 6 people. And out of the first experience was nice, but
didn't work out. Well, you had some medical issues there in around that time too.
Well, that was the second, with the second person. I was in the hospital, and I was in the hospital for 4 months. She got pregnant. Oh, how'd that happen? Anyway, things like that, you know. And she's and she was a nice person and all, and she's got a good heart and everything like that. But there's a very strong beer called San Miguel over here, and it's responsible.
It is sure.
It is Red Horse. Yes, it's responsible for a lot of births in this country.
Are you sure it's not Red Horse? I was just going to ask you. You think it's the Red Horse, not San Miguel? San Miguel.
When girls go to the doctor and they go get their blood test to see if they're pregnant, you have to fill out the section where it says who's the responsible party. Mostly it's filled out with the Red Horse.
Red Horse. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
But anyway,
people,
and she's very young, and people make mistakes and all that. And all
that.
We're still friends. She calls every time she needs money. Bling! Like 10 times a week.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, well, So
there's a lot of poverty in this country, which is something very, very sad. People work very hard and very, very hard, very, very long hours, and what they bring home is barely enough for what you would call survival. Especially, people live okay if they're like 10 in a home, and all of them have jobs, and then everybody that contributes, then they can have a decent life. And those who live decent lives here in the Philippines mostly are like that. We can see it on our neighbors and things like that. They're people that work a lot and work a lot of hours. For the most part, the Filipinos, I have found that the Filipino culture is very respectful. They're genuinely good people, with the exception of a few. You have your thieves, you have your people that are,
Yeah, well, you get them everywhere. I mean, thieves and pickpocketers. I mean, I've been pickpocketed in the United States, so.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying from a foreigner's perspective. They've tried to steal from me a couple of times.
Yeah, but here, one thing I learned, I've been here 5 years now plus. One thing I've learned here, you have to raise your awareness level.
Yeah, you got to be
your level of being aware of things going on around you has to be a little higher than home in a comfortable.
I was walking home not so long ago. I had a grocery bag and
Somebody snatched the bag out of your hand.
Yeah, two kids on a scooter. They went by and snatched it out of my hand. What are you gonna do? You know, they got groceries that day, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, those are the results of a culture or a society where there really is scarcity, too much scarcity, and that doesn't really reflect on the goodness of the people, because everyone that I have met here in the Philippines has, for the most part, a good heart. Even the scammers.
Yeah, even the scammers has to some degree a good
To
heart.
some degree. I mean, you know, so these waitresses that I was telling
Right.
you about,
But
these girls are actually.
Yeah, but if you guys out there watching our show and you feel like you have been scammed, my advice is get with what's his name? I lost his name here now. Tolfo. Get with Tolfo. He has literally helped a bunch of foreigners that got into trouble because they were too trustworthy. So get with him. Look up his show on YouTube. Tolfo Life, Refi Tolfo Live, or something like that, and just go to his show. He can help you. You can message us as well. Go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Our Life in the Philippines, and you can message us there, and we will respond back to you. Yeah, well, as a general rule, and we could, use this part of a video as a advice section as well. My general rule is that if one of the first things out of their mouth online when they you have the online dating going is I need help for my auntie, uncle, brother, sister, mother.
If they can get money to support their entire family from you, they will.
Be aware of that. And I would say, in my case, haven't talked too much about it. We keep our life private, but we dated for a long time. I believe it was like 7 months, or maybe even more. And then 2013, Yolanda came in. And it was on my request, because I know her parents lived down in that region, one of the islands, and I know, because I'm familiar with hurricanes in the United States. I was part of working hurricanes for Weather Channel and other networks. So I've seen what they've done, and I saw Andrew go through in Florida, Homestead, in 1992, and that was devastating. And Yolanda was about the same category, was for sure a Category 5. The only difference here and there is the infrastructure, the homes, the housing, and everything. And I came down there. I think it was in February of 2014, just a few months after, and it was still, that was a big tanker sitting on the road. Boat, that's how much the water levels came up. So the boats came up on land, and not small boats. This was a medium-sized tanker.
It was horrible.
So from that perspective, we are going to, all right, we can cut there for a second. What? Oh, okay.
I have a closing
Okay.
recommendation.
All right, so we have a cut. And all right, anything else you want to say here before we wrap this little video up?
Well, if you're rich and you have a good heart, rather than getting married to someone that may take half of your fortune, and in a few years you'll be without, if that happens here in the Philippines, at least you'll be able to help 50 or 100 people instead of just one. So if you have a good heart, come over here.
Yeah, well, that's that's a joke, but
Yes, it is. But anyways,
yeah, and you understand that.
If you have a good heart and you're generous, and you will end up, no matter what, you'll end up helping people over here because they need it, and a lot of times they actually deserve it.
Right.
They're deserving of help.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys, that was a short little update, a little advice video it turned out to be, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
God bless.
Wait, don't click that button unless, of course, you hit the subscribe button, and then you can move on. And while you're down there, hit the notification button as well. And if you leave a like or a comment, we will personally respond to you on all or any request you might have. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you again at the next video.